Yeah, it says the meeting is being live streamed. So is it working then?
It's starting right now. Yes.
Okay.
I got it.
Yep.
Yeah, it says the meeting is being live streamed. So is it working then?
Yes. It's starting right now. Yes. Oh dear.
I got it. Yeah, you got to mute it.
Got to mute something.
Meeting is being live streamed.
Yes. Okay, good. This is on. So I guess we should welcome everyone if we're live.
It says the meeting.
Hey, everybody. We're gonna help make a card today. Patty, take it away. I'm at a loss for words for once in my life. And she's got hers muted, I think.
I think so. I think we'll manage quite well, Tammy. She'll soon sort it out.
I
And
I
then
actually can't because I can't hear anything.
Oh. Oh, no. That's okay. That's the way things go. So, welcome everyone to another craft along. We're going to be making a card today. I'll share with you. This is what it's going to look like. I mean, maybe not the same papers or anything, but the finished card will be something like this. And on the back, I went ahead and put some foil so we can write our message back here. So we have with us Stephanie.
hi everybody. Hope you're going to enjoy watching us make this card and hopefully work alongside with us because it is really quite an easy card to make, but I think it's really pretty when it's finished.
And then we have Janet. She's going to be working. Go ahead, Janet.
Just hi.
Janet said they're in the midst of a snowstorm. Yeah, it's raining on and off in Alabama, and I think it's like 69 degrees. Patty's working on her volume. She can't hear us right now. So I guess we'll get started. I see we have some more people coming to join us. I guess we could wait a minute.
Oh, Joni's coming. Hi, Joni.
Hi, Joni.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Okay, I guess we could wait a few more minutes. That we have some more people that said they were coming, so we'll give them a chance to get in.
Can you hear me, Tammy?
I do. I hear you loud and
Okay,
clear.
so I'm looking at the YouTube thing. I'm way behind you as far as the timing, but Christine said hey, and Bernie said hello, and Barbara Drake says hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
They're
everybody.
watching on YouTube.
So I'm not going to be crafting with you technically, so I should go off.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. You did last time, Joni, so you can watch and
Okay, I'll just be quiet.
Feel free.
I got off work because the weather was so bad, so I wasn't planning on being here.
Janet's just said that. She said the weather's terrible where she is.
Yeah. Really
So
bad.
Betsy said hi, ladies, and Divinely Guided said never been to a live newbie here. Hello, everyone.
Hey. We hope you enjoy it. So as you know, Patty downloaded she has the file for this in her Patreon. It's made public, so you can go there and get it and take a look around while you're there. She offers awesome classes for $5 a month. I know, where are you going to find classes to use your silhouette software for $5 a month? And they're awesome. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started then. And
Okay.
Stephanie, you want to go ahead and tell them what size to make their cards, their base and the top base?
Okay, so we're starting with two pieces. We're starting with the actual base and the piece that goes on the top. This is just your plain white card, or if you want, you could do it a colour. And the base is 11 inches by 5.5 inches wide, deep. It's scored at 2 3/4 inches and at 5.5 inches. That's for the base, so it makes the Z. But Tammy's going to show you the way she does it with our I-score, but Tammy's found a much easier way. So anybody that's not got a scoreboard or they're just starting out, the top piece is 9 inches by 4 inches, and that is scored at 2 1/4 and 4.5. And then we've got the top layer pieces. So the layers that go onto the base card, got 3 pieces here. One of the pieces is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. In other words, a 5 1/4 square. And then we've got 2 pieces, and they are 5 1/4 deep by 2.5 wide. And they'll be, when this has been scored and folded, they will fit onto the base card. Then the top layer, pattern paper again. And on this one for the patterned layer, we've got one piece that is 4.5 inches deep. 3 3/4 deep by 4.5 inches wide. That fits on there. And then we've got 2 smaller pieces. They're both 3 3/4 deep and they're 2 inches wide. So that, when they've been scored and they're glued on, that actually makes your card. And then the rest of it, it's the embellishments that you want to put on it. And in the file that Tammy spent ages, bless her, really putting it all together for you, is free to download, and we've given you embellishments on there to give you a starter. So hopefully that gives you some inspiration to try and make it. Now, I don't know whether you want to show them, Tammy, because I'm going to score mine, but Tammy's going to show you what she does, so that if you haven't got a scoreboard, you don't need to worry.
Okay. That ain't what I want. That's all right. So what I'm going to do while Stephanie is scoring hers with a scoring tool, what I'm going to do is take my card and I'm just going to fold it in half. And Stephanie taught me a new trick this week, that if you have pretty thick cardstock, you might want to take a little water, and not a lot, but if you just mist a little water on it, when you go to fold it, it won't have those little wrinkles that it'll sometimes get if you have thick cardstock.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to spray it as well, because if you don't, the cardstock I've got at the moment, not all cardstocks like this, but it just happens that this one that I've bought, when I do score it, it feathers. So like Tammy said, just the tiniest mist of water on it, and then when you score it, it's smooth, you don't get that feathering.
So after I've scored mine, and after I've folded mine in half, I'm going to take this other piece, just a single layer on the right side, and I'm going to bring it in to the score line where I folded the other one, and I'm going to fold that right there. Yeah. Did you hear that?
Yep.
That was my box of foils fell. So I'm going to do the same thing with that. And my cardstock for my base is pretty thick, so that's why I put a little water there to keep it from having that feathered look. And that's all you do to both of them, really. You do the same thing for both the bottom base and the top base.
So I'm wondering, Janet, you're working along, right? Oops, she
No.
left. Oh, you're not, you're just watching?
Well, I do have a base piece that I folded, but that was it.
Oh, okay.
I want to make sure I got that.
Right.
taking notes.
Oh,
I'm doing the same thing with the top base. It's not very thick. I made it out of different cardstock, so it wasn't quite so thick. And then I'll do the same thing. Just bring it in and score it. I'm going to flatten it with my.
can you move it up away from you a little teeny bit? There you go. A little bit. Yeah, there.
So there we
Thanks.
have our. So actually what we're going to do is turn it around. The big end will be on this end. Your score line is going to go in the center.
So Divinely Guided said, I'm taking notes and now I want a scoring board. Sometimes you can find those at like Tuesday morning, right?
Can they have the big one? In fact, at my Tuesday morning, the last time I was in there, and I know you can get the little mini one. I got it off of scrapbook.com, and I think I only paid like $6 for it.
I was going to say they're not expensive, and there's quite a lot of different varieties, aren't there? Yeah, they're quite reasonable.
Bernie said, I'm just watching. I have to make a birthday card for Fletcher, my 7-year-old grandson today. So I might use this pattern. Yeah. And Barbara Drake's taking notes too.
So obviously, Tammy, you're starting sticking yours, but I was just going to say, so the actual base of the card, that's the base of the card, and that will be how it fits on the top.
Yeah.
So it really is quite easy, just 2 pieces of card and like that, and yet it does give a really nice effect when it's done. So Tammy's gluing hers, so I think I better get my glue and start doing mine on as well.
Barbara wants to know what size was that second piece. And don't forget, Barbara, you can get it for free at my Patreon link. It's just free. Just go over there to patreon.com/PattyAnn and you can get the whole thing for free. But what is the size of the second piece?
9 inches by 4 inches.
Okay.
And it's scored at 2 1/4 and 4 1/2. I mean, it really is an easy design that can be done in any size, because it's literally, whatever size you decide to do it, it's literally being scored in half and 1/4 for the other piece.
Bernie said, have a look on Marketplace too, Facebook Marketplace, or a buy and swap and sell, because a lot of times people get rid of craft supplies. I've done that before and then I wanted them back.
Well, my thing is I jumped on the first scoring board that I seen. I thought I would like it. So I bought it, and then I really didn't like that one. So I wound up buying another one. Then I bought one more because it was on Tuesday morning. It was really cheap. And I thought I'd like it even better.
My original one I've had for nearly 15 years, which was brilliant. But when I bought it, really, it's a hoogie board, and it's centimeters on one side and inches on the other, but it only does 1/2 inch in inches, and cards have got far more technical now, so most of them have got sort of like 1/8 of an inch on as well, and some even 16, which makes a big difference. So I'm really stuck with that one. I end up sometimes using centimeters because they are smaller, even though I'm an inch girl.
Do you usually use inches, Stephanie?
Yes, I'm still an
Oh,
inch
okay.
girl,
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't look at it as an actual measurement, sort of a centimetre or an inch or something like that. And sometimes I just use it by looking at the size and thinking, well, that size is the size I want. So, you know, I'm not sort of trying to work it out that, oh, what would it be if it was in inches or anything like that. It's just the size that it works out. Which I think a lot of us crafters do. We look at things by eye, don't we?
Yeah.
So when you've got your layers on, Steph, no?
I've only put the base layers on. I haven't done the top layers yet. I've just put my base and I'm going to start putting them on the top now.
Okay.
Oh, Bernie says she's an inch person also, but only in
Yeah.
crafting.
Tammy and I both decided as well that to do this card, if you're going to put embellishments on, generally speaking, I think you're better with the patterned paper at the bottom and a plainer one at the top, because your embellishments are going to be on it. So it's probably better that the patterns not on the top layer, sort of taking away from whatever you're going to put on as an embellishment. And I couldn't find a ribbon that was the right colour. I'm going to do another one. So I've actually done my ribbon again. What I usually do, I've used my alcohol markers and coloured it. And so it's always having white ribbon so that you don't have to worry about not having the right colour.
So Linda said her scoreboard has the cutting blade as well as the score blade, which is convenient.
Yeah, mine, I think a lot of them do. Mine did, but at some stage I've taken it out and lost, not on this one, not the scoreboard, sorry, the paper trimmer. I think that's what Linda means. And mine is that where you've got a scoring tool as well as the cutting. So that would be good for somebody really if they didn't want to go to the expense of buying both.
Barbara says that the pattern paper that you guys are using is beautiful. And Tammy, yours just shows up so nicely in the lighting that you have and everything.
It does. Like, mine's
wow.
pale.
Yeah, yours is, but yours is pastel. It's very pretty.
Very, very much so. It's very pale.
Yes, yes, pastel. Don't forget to give them a like while you're watching.
Right. A tip as
Thumbs
well.
up and share it later if you can.
A tip as well when you're putting this on, if you fold these pieces here, you'll generally find that where this folds at the back here, if you butt that up to the fold on your bottom layer card, that will pretty well put it in. I mean, obviously then you decide where you want it sort of pretty central there. But just by butting it up, if you look, you've butted that piece up there, it's more or less in the right place all the way around. And then I don't know which way Tammy finds it the easiest, but I found that if I do that and I glue this one
that's the way I do it too. I was waiting for you to get yours on before I done mine, because I was hoping you would share that with them, because it makes a big difference if you fold it right to put it on, because it's kind of near about impossible to see where it goes if you don't fold it. That's
right. Yeah.
And Barbara was asking if yours is embossed, Tammy.
It is. Yes.
So pretty.
The solid layer I embossed because I didn't use pattern paper. So I wanted to give it a little texture. So I embossed.
That really makes a big difference, I think.
Really shows it up, doesn't it?
Is yours also solid, Stephanie? Your top piece?
It's not embossed. It's just a piece of cardstock. I haven't embossed mine this time.
Hers has a little pattern to it. I don't think you can see it really well in the light. Kind of tilt it back, Stephanie.
Nice.
There, a little bit. We can see it there now. Yes.
So, like Tammy, I've stuck mine down first, just on this piece at the back, which more or less marries up to this piece there. So that now when you come to glue this, but obviously you're going to be careful because you don't want to glue the whole thing. You're only gluing this half. You don't want to end up gluing this because otherwise it will be stuck.
So Joni wants to know, when you open the file that you can get for free for my Patreon thing, do you just ungroup everything Well, first you have to unzip it and
unzip
then,
it. Yes.
Yeah.
And then you ungroup it. Yes.
yeah.
And
And I guess,
it's put together so you can actually see what it's going to look like if you use those exact sentiments and all, but once you ungroup it, there's no way you can mix up the layers because they won't fit. The layers that for the base is way bigger than the top base. And then the embellishments left up to you if you want to use butterflies or whatever.
But in the file, all the embellishments that we're going to use today are in there. But the card's actually quite effective, and yet it's just 2 pieces of card that are folded twice. And yet when it's finished, it does give quite a nice effect. And that one, obviously, it's a 5.5 inch square, so that would fit into the 6-inch envelope, but you could obviously make it smaller.
so y'all have a finished one that you could show real quick so they know what their finished product will be kind of like.
Here's the one that I've done earlier.
You need to move it. There you go. Okay.
So then you open it up. We have flowers on the side, and the sentiment, and it closes this way. And then
And that,
I put fall on the back so you can write your message here.
and it will stand up, right? On a
Oh yeah,
desk.
definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
And sadly, I haven't. The one that I made has gone to somebody for a birthday card, so I haven't
Oh.
gotten, it's already gone.
These
So-
papers came from Creative Fabrica, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's where I got this. And the little frame is a font that Stephanie and I have. I think you have it too, Patty. It was a long time ago. There's a lady named Clever Someday.
Oh
and
yeah.
she made the font.
Okay. So Divinely Guided would like to know, what glue are you using? I like the fine tip.
I'm using the glitter glue, art
Right.
glitter glue.
Mhm. Did y'all see Stephanie, what she just did there? She's sneaky. She put the glue on her hand.
Yeah,
Mhm. I gotta
do-
remember that.
I have one glue that I do use quite a lot that's really tiny, but I do find that doing it that way on the back of my hand and tapping it's easy. I also use this one, which is really a really tiny glue dropper, but I do
Right.
find that quite handy just to dab it on the back of my hand and put it on, and then it's
And Barbara would like to know if yours is a 5.5 square card, Tammy. 5.5 inch square.
It's 5.5 square. Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then Joni would like to know, is there a note for the measurement of the paper if you don't have a machine? Joni, you have the software, right? So if you open it in the software, you should be able to see exactly what the measurements are.
Yeah, we didn't type out the measurements.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody should be able to open it whether you have the free version or not, right? Because it's a silhouette file.
It
So
is.
it's not a, yeah.
and in the case what we've done, the card is 5.5 inches,
Okay.
a 5.5 inch square. All the pieces are the pieces that go on the top are 1/2 inch less. So in the case of this that was a 5.5 one, sorry, 1/4 inch less, we've done it sort of the layers so that it's got 1/4 inch, so it's got 1/8 inch the whole way round. It's 1/4 inch less, which is giving it an 1/8 inch of a border, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. This is really funny what Joni just said. I guess if you're not in, where is this? This is our Zoom chat, right, Joni? If she just said, I just thought if someone didn't have power, they could make this card without the software. So she was wondering exactly the dimensions.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Stephanie read them off in the beginning.
Right. It's hard to write that down when we need to start having a listing for them that we could post up. And then Celeste said, hello. She says, I'll have to start from the
Celeste.
beginning later. I guess she just got here. However, if you have power right now, jump onto my Patreon, download that thing and click on each piece, and you can see the measurements and make yourself some notes before your power goes out. Are you expecting a power outage, Joni? All we're having today is rain. Ooh, she said we had some flickering lights last night. How about everybody else? Are you in line for that big snowstorm? This one's missing us, thankfully. But my sister was in Florida and she can't go home. Her flight was canceled to home in Ohio because of the snowstorm.
We don't seem to get as extreme weather as you get. We did have bad storm last week where trees were blown down and power was, but generally speaking, we don't really get really bad weather like you get. Not as extreme. I'm giving this up as a bad job. Now I've got gel glue here, and I'm just in the tip of the nozzle. It's blocked up, which is annoying. While I'm doing the rest of it, I think I might go and ask him to see if he can get that out. Oh, that's it.
Seems like the butterfly would be another good one for you to dab on your hand. Your glue. Oh, beautiful, Tammy. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's gorgeous, Tana.
Yes.
I finally got my glue thing out so I can stick them on there.
So before we came on, I went ahead and made my flowers so they would be, but we can show you if you've never made one. I cut some extras and I can show you how we made them stand up.
Barbara, ours was last week too. We had like 15 inches. Bernie said stunning, Tammy. And she also said, we have beautiful sun today. You know, she's in Australia.
Oh, she's lovely.
We've had more than 2 weeks of hot, really hot, then 2 days of cold and back to sun today. Crazy Melbourne born weather. Linda said, love it. Okay, Tammy, sorry.
No, you're all right. Go ahead.
No.
So
I'm gonna spotlight you, pin you.
It's all right.
I don't know.
I'm
okay.
Okay. So this is, I got this, it's a scoring tool, but I bought it at the Dollar Tree, which is $1.25 now, but they're really handy to make the flowers. So what Stephanie taught us to do is you take the little end and you just make circles. I've got this actually came out of a kit that was Cricut, and I never used it until this, but the backside is foam. So it really helps when you making these flowers. You just want to take and draw circles around it with a tiny end.
Joni's had the ice storm and now the snow is coming. The ice is the scary part, right? Because that's why the power goes out. We got a generator last year though, so I don't worry. We used to sit here, we live up in the mountains, sort of secluded a little bit, but we could hear our neighbors' generators turn on.
How much snow we got?
Do what?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry.
And then you want to turn it over and take the bigger end and put it in the center and give it a push. And then you do that to each one, and then you can layer it.
Bernie wants to know if that's normal paper or cardstock, Tammy.
This is actually, it's cardstock, but it's thin cardstock. What size is it? What's the weight of it, Stephanie? Stephanie sent me some because I couldn't find it.
It's for us. It's 180 GSM. So you'll have to look. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in pounds weight. You'll have to sort of look that up. But it's a cardstock that's pearlized, so you can manipulate it. Because I've been doing some of my flowers, and you can even actually screw it up, you know, and then sort of open it, and it doesn't tear, and so you can really get, you know, different sort of shapes with it. But it's pearlized.
And it's just a little bit heavier than copy paper, or what do they call it now? Printer paper?
Yes.
I'm not sure. We used to call it typing paper, but
Yeah, we call it copy paper here.
and then you would just add some glue to the center part only and stick this one down. And voila, you have a flower. The one I made for my card today, I have actually 3 layers. Inside the file, you'll find a flower that we made using the software. The flower that I have here, you actually could make it in the software too. They have different designs that you can manipulate and make flowers with.
Well, I've actually used the one, Tammy, that out of the, you know, the one that we've done. That, yeah, I've used that one. So, yeah.
Linda asked if you ever missed the flowers before manipulating them.
Yes, but you don't need to do with the. If you use ordinary cardstock, yeah, it's a really good thing to mist it. But with the pearl card, it's almost like it's got a resist on it. In actual fact, the pearl card is absolutely brilliant. If you put through your printer, it stays wet, and you can then put embossing powder on it and emboss. So, you know, if you hadn't got a stamp, or you wanted to write something special and then print it out and put embossing powder on it and heat emboss it, it's not like paper, where paper dries pretty quick. It doesn't, it stays wet long enough for you to be able to put embossing powder on.
Look at Tammy digging into that pile of beautiness.
I'm looking for the right color.
Ah.
But I've got another good tip as well. If you use greaseproof paper, do you call it greaseproof paper?
Parchment paper?
Parchment paper. If you rub your the tool on that, it sort of gives it a bit of a slick to it. So when you come to sort of, you know, manipulate with your flowers and everything, it glides easier.
Oh.
So if you just sort of rub it into it, it must have some sort of slick on, obviously, because it doesn't stick when you cook things.
So Nightbot just said that the Digi Chicks are live this Sunday. Is that true?
No,
No, it's not.
No, we have class.
On. Nope, no Digi Chicks this week. That's right. I've got my plans. I've already got my stuff ready for Patreon. Oops. Joan. Hey, Joan's here. She said these cards are beautiful. Tammy and Stephanie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just using a bit of ink to colour my flowers. You could use alcohol markers, watercolours, but I'm just using some inks to sort of blend some colour into them so that just brightens them up.
So Joni said that whatever it was, GSM is 20 pounds.
Right.
And I think wax paper would also work, Linda. Linda said, oh, she wants to know, question mark, is that 20 pounds? I don't know. Hey, Pat, how you doing? Pat said hello.
Hey, Pat.
Hello, Pat. Right, so I am actually using the flower that we put in the file for everybody to use. So I thought, well, I'll try and use it and see. And the leaves as well. We did lots of different leaves so that people could do them differently. And what I've done with mine as well, this particular one, I haven't done the others yet, but I've coloured it. And then again, I've turned that over, and rather it be flat, I've just gone around with the ball tool and sort of in circles, so that when you put it on your card, it's got that little bit raised up rather than being a complete flat looking leaf. It's got some dimension.
There you go.
Yeah, it's got a little bit more dimension to it rather than being completely flat.
Very nice. Why did you say snap, Bernie? She said LOL snap. Oh. Because she said Nightbot is saying the Digi Chicks this weekend. Right. Digi Chicks is next week. Yeah, you girls would be probably having heart failure if you were doing this and then the Digi Chicks on Sunday.
Now, what I've also done with mine, like Tammy said, we use the bowl tool to break it down the fibers a bit and do it. If you just go like that and just stir it up a little bit, I know that looks like you're being really cruel to the flour. It just gives it that a little bit more, a little bit more of a natural look to it, so it doesn't look quite as, quite as uniform.
Mm-hmm. So you have several sizes of those little ball tools.
Yes, this came with a kit that I haven't used it yet as such. I bought it as a kit. When you could make flowers out of foam. Bought the kit, but then never got around to using it.
Oh.
Never got around to using it, so I'll have to do that.
Pat says she's doing good. She's currently at work. Hope we are all well. I'm well. I guess Tammy. Yeah.
Yeah, I am as well. We're our happiest when we're in our happy place, and that's when we're crafting.
Right.
And I think we're all like that, aren't we?
Yes.
So I cut my leaves out of the same cardstock as I did the flowers. And then I colored them with ink.
Now that's a delicate cutout right there.
It is very intricate.
Yes.
And they've got all those leaves in the file as well.
Yeah, you guys better jump over there and get the free file. Got this all ready for you. Joni, were you able to get it and unzip it? Here's the address. It's my Patreon page, but it's oh, she's working on it. Cool. Joni's working on it. Trying to catch up.
We tried to do a few different leaves so that you could put them round and it looks a little bit different rather than just having the same thing. It makes it a little bit fancier.
That flower looks so pretty, Tammy.
Thank you.
What are those two black things? Oh, that's your little Stephanie in your little jar there. Those are what you colors.
Yeah, they're just the little blending. The little blending brushes.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, they have a cap. I didn't know that.
It just keeps them tied up.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys all seen what Stephanie does, and all the rest of us do now too, with ribbon? I'm sure she's going to show that. I think you mentioned it in the beginning, but I'm not sure what you said about it.
Yeah, I've only done one, so I'm going to do another one as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
okay, that's
only
a
got
fabulous
one ribbon.
tip. I mean, all you have to buy is white ribbon from now till doomsday.
I was just going to say, yeah, till doomsday.
Oh, Barbara says it worked for her. It's been a long time since she had her silhouette software open.
Oh, brilliant. So it's worked for her.
Yep.
I got some Nuvo drops over here. Drawing.
So Tammy gets all of her cardstock that she uses now from Creative Fabrica rather than buying it. Right, Tammy?
Yes. I just
So
buy
the-
white cardstock and then I print any pattern that I want from
Right.
Creative Fabrica.
And the reason why you you have that special ink thing or something that you love? Ink? You know, you get ink every month.
Oh
or
yeah,
whenever
I
you-
have an HP printer and I'm signed up for Instant Ink. And so I pay $4.99 a month and I never run out of ink. So I've never I've never printed, you're allowed 100 pages a month and anything you don't use rolls over, but I've never printed 100 pages. So mine pretty much rolls over. So I always have plenty of rollover, but they have others too. Have other, you can go up higher than that.
I think it's a brilliant idea. Tammy told me about it and I thought, right, I'm going to do it. And when I went online, my printer isn't compatible. It's too old.
Oh,
So no, I'm getting a new printer because quite honestly, the amount of ink you go through when you're using it, it'll just work out a lot cheaper in the end. Now, what we did with the leaves as well, we did them varying sizes because obviously you can change the size, but we thought, well, Tammy, if you put in leaves on a card, it's far better that they're too big than they're too small because you can cut pieces off, you know, to tuck them in. Whereas if you do one and it's too small, well, then there's nothing else you can do with it. But if it's a little bit big, you can snip little bits off and you've still got sort of, you know, a nice shape.
hey, Tammy, I'm
Yes.
assuming I answered this correctly. Barbara said, was the cardstock you used from Creative Fabrica?
Not on this card.
Oh, not on this card. I didn't answer correctly. Uh-huh.
The one I showed you, that's Creative Fabrica.
Okay.
Me and Stephanie made a pact that we're going to use up what we got. So I had this, and so I figured I better use it. But this card here, all of this is Creative Fabrica.
That's pretty.
But I'm sure, in fact, I could probably go look and you could find something that's basically just as pretty as what I've got.
Yes. And I like the watercolor papers too. If you look up watercolor flowers, they have really pretty ones, if I'm remembering correctly.
My Nuvo drops aren't quite dry.
Huh.
So I'm having to be really careful with them. So I made them early and put them on parchment paper, hoping they would be dry in time.
Which is a brilliant idea. I'm not sure, was it Linda originally told us that?
What did you say to do? Put it on wax paper?
I put it on
parchment.
parchment paper.
A parchment. Okay.
And
And
then-
let it,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
That is a good idea.
And let it dry so that at least that you're not going to mess, you know, you're not going to mess it up.
Because I always do. I always think they're done drying and they're not.
Yeah. And then you spoil it, don't you?
Yes.
Too long.
So I think that your things, Tammy, when you use them, if you use that ink, what's it called? Insta ink, do your sheets end up costing like 4 or 5 cents a piece to print out? If
What
I'm
is
doing the
that
math.
now?
Now, I was wondering how much it costs per sheet when you print them out with having the Insta ink thing. Is it like 4 or 5, 4.5 cents a sheet, as opposed to buying sheets of printed paper. I think I'm doing the math right.
Like I said, I paid $4.99 a month, and it's
Yeah.
for 100 pages.
Right. So
So
I did.
basically, you buy one extra thing of ink a year. That's it.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you what I did, Tammy, when Patty, when Tammy told me about it, the last ink cartridge that I bought, I went to the trouble of writing on the box the date that I got it, so I could work out whether it would be cheaper, and it will definitely be cheaper to get instant ink.
Cool. Barbara wanted to know, Tammy, what pound cardstock are you using with your printer to print those beautiful patterns?
It's the one that's in your shop, Patty. It's index card. It's not the heavy. Let me see. Hold on, and I'll see.
Okay.
We buy it, and you get like 250 sheets for like $11. It's not wrote on the package. Let me see. Look in your shop, Patty, and see. It's the cardstock that we always get.
I better not look right now. I'm afraid if I mess with my computer, I'll turn us off or something.
I'll look in just a minute. I'll look on mine, on my tablet, and see.
Okay. Ignore Nightbot. I believe he may have just said that the Digi Chicks are this weekend. They are not. They're next weekend.
So you know how you get fingerprints or even glue on your foil, and it's so irritating because you seem to not be able to get it off? You can take alcohol and wipe it off. I put it on a baby wipe and put some alcohol on there, and it wipes the glue right off. Because I've never put foil on my paper that I didn't get glue on it.
No, I'm a bit like that. Now we'll have to become florists now, not just card makers.
Linda says she seems like she gets glue on the edges. Do you mean like on the edges of the frame that they have, the sparkly frames? Yes, she means that. And you saw what Stephanie was doing, right? Dabbing it on her hand.
Yes, I'm going to do that now because this is really tiny, this one.
See, there she goes. This is a good tip, y'all. And Nightbot just put a link in there to my Amazon shop, so the cardstock should be in there that we get.
It's missing.
Ooh. Yep. Linda says when she was a nurse, she put tape on her hand to grab it readily. Yeah. How beautiful. Oh, they're so pretty. See, that reminds me of when we used to like to put Elmer's glue on the palms of our hands and let it dry. When I was in grade school. Janet said, beautiful cards. Yes, they really are.
You see, they're really easy to make. It's just time consuming to add all your little elements.
Bernie said, gorgeous. See, I'd have been trying to put that on every one of those little leaves and then smearing it all over.
It does save a lot of messing, doesn't it?
Yes.
Tammy, that's gorgeous, Tammy.
What do you have there? A syringe?
This, yes, it's gel glue. So if you want
Oh.
to raise something up, I did it on the little butterfly, so it actually it stands up a bit better, and on this one as well, so it just lets it stand up. It's a little bit like hot glue, but without having to have the gun. And once it sets, it does set quite well.
Wow. So I just thought we have the butterfly theme going on again. We did the
Yes,
embroidery butterflies, the cards.
I'll just get some new bow drops now, and then another. I've got to make another bow.
I'm going to add some new bow drops to the bottom of where the cinnamon is, because my butterfly is a little bit further down than I had intended. So I'll just put
Which one? Oh, inside, the guy inside? Huh. Now you're asking for trouble. Wet
That's
Nouveau
beautiful,
drops.
Sally. Yeah, but it's going in the middle of the flowers, so.
Yeah, Bernie says the kids were doing that, smearing glue on their palms when they were here, putting glue on, then see how large of a piece you could peel off. She said, I gave them the cheap glue, not my good glue.
I can take that off now, the excess glue, the excess glitter.
Where did you just put the glitter? I missed it.
In a piece of paper, and then I'll put it in the center of the flower just to
okay.
give it a little bit. I've put Nouveau drops in the I put Nouveau drops in the center of the flower.
Uh-huh.
And then I've just put some glitter on it just to give it a bit more of them.
Okay, mine's done.
Well, if done, mine won't be long, Tammy. I'm going to be brave and put Nouveau drops on here now.
Mm-hmm. Can you lay yours down, Tammy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so pretty. Look at that.
Beautiful. That's gorgeous. Beautiful, Tammy.
Thank you.
But I've just got one more ribbon to make for mine, so I'm just going to put that there to rest a minute, and then going to do what I always do when I
on camera, when mine's sideways, it looks like it's orange, but it's actually a deep pink.
It's beautiful.
Pat said, don't know if y'all heard the latest on Melody Lane. She was put on a ventilator on Tuesday, needs lots of prayers.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I had heard that.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah. Barbara says you're
That's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Is her son doing better? Do you know, Pat? Because he was doing worse at first compared to her, and then it seemed to flip. Oh, look at Stephanie's doing, y'all. If you didn't miss that, see, she just has the white ribbon, and then
Just
she
a
finds
white
a
ribbon.
marker.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then put it on, and then I'm going to get. I'll make another bow because I hadn't got the right colour, so I wanted to do it to match the paper. So I'll just make another bow for that end, and then, like Tammy, my card will be finished as well. And I hope we've inspired people to to have a go and make it, because it's not a hard card, but I really think it's a pretty card when it's finished.
And you might have seen Sunday that Stephanie and I have came up with a design of our own. It's an original. So I can share it with you real quick. It's going to be in Patty's Etsy shop. So you raise it up and you have this little guy, and he spins. I have an extra. So I put that there because I want to add it to the top. Ah.
I think he's gorgeous, that little.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and do what I wanted to do with it.
And Barbara wants to know, Stephanie, was that an alcohol marker that you used?
Yes, yes.
Were they? I think they're out there in Melody and her son are out there in Las Vegas, right? Were they vacationing out there? Can you imagine going out there to vacation and coming down with this? Holy moly. Terrible.
There we go.
What, they were on
Yeah,
vacation when it happened?
I think so.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Barbara said, that's adorable, Tammy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if I spotlight. No, we probably won't see any more of it, even if I spotlighted you. Because can you put it down flat now a little bit so we can see that mechanism with him laying on his back, like there, like that. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. You just said it would be beautiful for a little girl with a ballet dancer or something as well. We were thinking
Yes.
Oh,
of
yeah.
things
At
for
At first, I thought you said belly dancer.
no ballet.
Ballet.
Ballet, yeah.
Belly
Ballet,
dancer.
And then you just flip this under to fold it flat.
Okay. It was a vacation /
Oh,
business trip because cricket's out that way, right? So that must have been the business part. Cricket.
Oh, Steph, that's beautiful.
Ooh,
No,
la,
mine's
la.
finished as well. I didn't realise my camera was the wrong way around, so I've got it the right way around.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
Wow. Beautiful.
So
See
they
how
are
different. They're
Yeah.
totally different.
And they really are easily, you know, when you look at it, it's just 2-piece card. And yeah, it does give a really nice effect, doesn't it?
Linda said, gorgeous. And Joni said, I did a quick card. I mean, quick. You want to show it, Joni?
Oh, she done
Yeah.
one.
You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, good girl, Joni. So I hope everybody's going to post and show us what they've done.
I don't see it, Joni.
Well, wait, let's.
Oh, yes, it's up at the top. You'll have to, can you?
There we go. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Brilliant, Joni.
Wrong way.
Brilliant.
I just happen to have this
Ooh.
butterfly laying here. That
Oh
I
my gosh.
practiced embossing on the other day. You can't really see it on here. But anyway, I just threw this together real quick.
Oh, very nice.
I'm supposed to be at work.
Oh my goodness. Jen,
They are
Jenna
easy
said,
to
nice
make.
job.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that you could take scraps with you and just do this, you know, sitting down and watching a movie or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because they are easy to put together, and yet when they're done, they look really pretty, don't they? Make a
Yeah.
nice card.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
I hate that.
Brilliant.
Beautiful. Look, they all put Betsy or Pat says the butterflies look like they're all at the same angle. Looks like all three of you put your
Oh,
butterflies.
they are.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
funny.
Betsy said, well done, Joni. And so did Bernie. That's funny. So somebody said that Melody has a condo out there in Las Vegas.
Oh, cheap.
Hmm.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I can't close mine because I've got Nuvo drops.
Me
in it.
either. That's what I said. I'm not closing it because I have Meepo drops at the back.
I used my what do you call it? Can't even think what's called, a heat gun.
Oh, yeah, there.
I
Oh,
just
and
haven't
that
had it
drive?
hooked up, so I thought, well, I'll hit it.
I still wouldn't
Let
trust
me
it.
close this one. This is the first one I made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And these are all created for Greeka patterns.
nice.
They're lovely. They really are effective cards, aren't they?
Barbara says y'all must be all right-handed since the butterflies are all going that way. Maybe it has something to do with handedness.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm definitely
funny.
right-handed.
Mhm.
I'm right-handed as well.
Yep, me too. Hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So let's hope we can see lots of people, lots of other people making them, and then we can see what they do, because everybody comes up with something different, don't
Yeah.
they?
Right. Oh,
And we
Bernie.
did.
Bernie says I would close it and then remember I had Nuvo drops.
Yeah, I've done that
That's
before.
what I
now,
would do.
But
Mhm.
the sentiment, Tommy found the sentiment which says, "Don't fly." Sorry, don't just fly, soar. And we haven't put anything on the front, and I said to Tommy, you could
I
put
like
birthday girl, don't just fly, soar, or it's your birthday, don't just fly, soar.
I think it's pretty even without anything on the front.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Mine changes colors depending on what angle I have it at.
Ah, beautiful.
Do you
Yeah.
see?
I
I mean,
can.
it does it in real life, just on the camera.
Oh,
Well, my lighting's nowhere near as good as yours. It's night light. And funny enough, Tammy and I were doing something the other day. She says, "Oh, you look really clear. It's bright." I said, "Yeah, it's daytime, Tammy, so I've got daylight in here. I haven't got night. But I've just got lights on because it's sort of like 9 o'clock at night."
oh, yeah. Wow.
So our
Well-
colors are so different because hers is so pastel and mine's so bold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it would be
So-
fabulous for a man's card as well, wouldn't it? You know, you could do stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
dark greys and blacks and do something. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant card for anybody, children, anybody.
Did anybody have any questions for them? Well,
So let me unspotlight us and bring on the gallery view so everybody can be seen.
okie doke.
Alrighty.
Janice says, what size is the butterfly?
I think it's about 2.5. Let's have a look. I'll get a tape measure. It's about 2 inches or something like that. But obviously, you can alter it to whatever size you want, can't you? In there. Don't know what size
Yes.
yours is, Tammy, but mine is 2 inches across and about 1 3/4 inches down.
Mm.
I don't know what Tammy-
The one that I have is the same one that's in the file. Let me look and see.
Did you change the size of yours, Stephanie?
Right, what I did, I wanted to make sure that it would work in Cricut.
Mine is
Ah.
2.296 by 2.5. That's the one that's in the file.
Yeah, but when obviously when we took it into Cricut, I unzipped the file and took it in. I said to Tammy, I couldn't open it, so I don't know whether there's a problem. So I brought it back into Silhouette, ungrouped it all, and then took it over as as different pieces. And obviously in Silhouette, it just opened absolutely no problem. Just ungrouped it. And now whether it was something to do with my software, I'm not quite sure. But if anybody does have a problem and they've got the Silhouette, the free Silhouette, they can just save it, can't it? It's not taken over as an SVG. Can they just save it to the hard drive and then take it in? I know we can do it as an SVG with business edition, but I'm not sure how would you do if we hadn't got the business edition and it was just a basic one and they wanted to take it into Silhouette. Not Silhouette, into Cricut.
Right.
Yeah.
I think if you don't have the business edition, you can't really save anything for Cricut
No.
because you're only able to save it as a Silhouette file. If you have the business edition, that's when you can save it as a PNG, a JPEG, an SVG,
Right.
all those different types.
Right. I knew you couldn't as an SVG. I wasn't sure whether you could save it as JPEG or something, but you can't then. You just can't take it. You have to keep right. Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
But one good thing you can do with the free version is if you just want to print things and don't want to do print and cut, you can make larger things and design things, put things together, and
Yeah.
then print them directly from Silhouette, the free version.
Mhm.
So,
And really, in the card base, I didn't use the machine. I just used my guillotine to cut the 2 pieces of
Yeah.
card, because
So did I.
your letter size is 11 inches anyway, so it's only a case of cutting it down to 5.5 inches.
mhm.
So in most cases, and then people can put what embellishments on they like, can't they then?
Yeah. So we figured that, 8.5 by 11 is typical cardstock most everybody has. You have some people that buy a lot of 12 by 12, but most of us have a lot of 8.5 by 11. So with 8.5 by 11, you can make this card. You don't need any 12 by 12 cardstock.
Okay, listen to this. Bernie said, and I believe this because she is the queen of the Silhouette Business Edition. She said, I think of all the craft things I've purchased, Business Edition was probably my best investment. And
I agree.
and Bernie, you
Ditto.
use that thing to the fullest. You're really good at it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
with it
can't
completely.
imagine not having Silhouette Business Edition. It's
No.
completely game changer. There's no more going to look or ask somebody, do they know where you can get an SVG for something? You can just make it yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't like to do without it. It's the best money I ever spent.
So Joni, are you still using your new machine?
The Glowforge?
Yes.
Yes, I just moved it in the house so I can use it more.
Oh, cool.
So, because it can only be above 40 degrees. So I thought, well, I better bring this in.
Yeah.
So now it's sitting right next to me.
Oh, good.
Brilliant.
I really hate that orange color because that's not the color.
Love orange.
I know,
Orange is
but,
one of my favorite colors.
I know, but it's not orange.
It's not. What color is it?
It's pink. It's like
Oh,
a,
it's pink?
it's a really, see.
When you
Oh,
do
I
it
like-
there, yeah, you can see it now, Tommy. Yeah.
Oh, I like the orange better. Hmm.
I could have used orange because there's orange in there. There's blue and it's got all kind of colors in there.
Mhm. Let's see. Pat says she just ordered a thunder laser.
Oh,
Are
she
you from-
did?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
But I don't know what
jealous.
that is.
I have no
No.
idea.
It's bigger than the Glowforge. It can
Oh,
do more than the Glowforge and faster.
wow. And Linda said her son has one similar to yours and his wife calls it a knick-knack printer.
Huh, never heard of it.
Yeah, Linda, you disappeared because I hid your video because all it was showing was nothing but a color, a solid color. Linda says I disappeared. You can restart yourself if you want, but we weren't seeing you.
Yeah, we haven't seen you. We've just seen that color.
Color, yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess that's it, unless anybody has any questions. They're absolutely beautiful. And
What are we
like
gonna
they
do on
said,
Sunday.
I'm not telling.
Oh, okay.
It's a surprise.
Okay.
But I've got my notes. Oh, you can't see it luckily right here. I've got my notes here.
Okay.
You can come back, Stephanie, and say bye.
Got my notes
Okay.
right here for us on
Okay.
Sunday. I'm already prepared.
Well, you
So,
wouldn't be
yeah.
a teacher without notes.
I know, right? It's like when they were getting ready to do stuff. Tammy and Stephanie, I'm like, well, what if blah, 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 blah. I'm like, we have to make sure such and such, because I'm so used to having middle schoolers. And if something goes wrong and I got to go somewhere and fix it, oh, hell's breaking loose over there while I'm over
Right.
here fixing something. So I'm just like, I'm a little bit overly nervous of stuff. So, Barbara said, beautiful job, ladies. Enjoyed watching. Yay. Thank you,
thank you,
Tammy and
Barbara.
Stephanie. Just beautiful.
Beautiful.
And Pat says, yes, definitely. I use it for so many things. Wait, what was they talking about? Crafting a person. Oh, yeah. They both use it for so many things. Beautiful job. Yay. Okay. I guess that's it. Thank you
So,
very much.
okay. Bye, everybody.
Wait, what
Don't
were you saying?
forget Sunday's class. And if
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not a
Patreon.
member, when you go grab the file, take a look around, and for $5 a month, you can join the class. It's really
Yeah.
fun, and you'll learn a whole lot.
Very informative. And bring your
Definitely.
coffee.
Oh yeah, bring your coffee.
Definitely.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye,
Okay,
everybody.
bye everybody.